Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a topic that's jumped right out of the IT department and into the C-suite. Why choosing the right tech partner is, frankly, one of the most important decisions a company can make right now. So, let's get into it.
And you know, that really says it all. This isn't just a bit of an exaggeration for effect. We are operating in a whole new world where your technology partnerships can literally mean the difference between thriving and just not surviving.
Okay, so to really get why these partnerships are so incredibly critical, we have to set the stage first. Let's take a look at the massive, overlapping challenges that pretty much every business is wrestling with today. I mean, the speed of this change is just wild. A few years ago, tech was, a cost center, a small slice of the budget. But look at this. It's on track to more than double its share of company revenue in just 5 years. Technology isn't just supporting the business anymore, it is the business. But here's the catch. When you invest more, you've got more to lose, and the risks are exploding. A 45% jump in cyber threats year over year. That means all that new digital real estate driving your revenue, it's under constant, relentless attack. The bigger the treasure, the more pirates show up. And this all creates what you could call a perfect storm for business leaders. It's not just one thing. It's AI needs to be deployed now, not in 2 years. Your cloud costs are tripling every year. There are new rules and regulations popping up all over the globe. And oh, by the way, that brand new tech you just bought, it's going to be obsolete in 18 months. Trying to juggle all of that at once is, well, it's almost impossible. So you might be thinking, okay, fine, just hire more experts, right? Well, that's the real kicker. There's a massive talent shortage. We're looking at a projected 4.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs globally by 2025. The people literally are not there to hire. This makes going it alone not just hard, but downright dangerous.
So this brings us to the tough part. What actually happens when a company gets this wrong? We're not talking about a simple project delay. The consequences can be absolutely catastrophic. Let's start with a really stark cautionary tale. We'll call them Global Mart, a huge Fortune 500 retailer. They figured they could cut some corners, save a bit of money on a huge tech project by going with the cheapest partner. And, well, it turned into an absolute train wreck. $120 million. That's the price tag on that one bad decision. Let that number just sit there for a second. This wasn't a small mistake. This was a company-defining disaster that was totally avoidable.
So how on earth does that happen? Well, it was a textbook case of what not to do. They went with the lowest bidder, who then put a bunch of junior folks on the job who had zero clue about the retail industry. They used an old, rigid project plan that couldn't adapt, and, surprise, surprise, the system failed during the holidays, leading to $85 million in lost sales from empty shelves alone. Unless you think this is just a retail problem, it's not. Let's look at another case, Regional Trust Bank. This shows what happens in the super-regulated world of finance when a partnership fails during something as critical as a merger. The financial hit was bad, sure, but the damage to their reputation? Way worse. Over 1/3 of a million customer accounts exposed, all because their partner didn't have the right kind of experience. That is a trust and compliance nightmare you just can't easily wake up from. And look, you see the same pattern emerge. They chose a partner who had never handled a bank merger before. They missed critical security standards for payments. They corrupted a huge chunk of customer accounts. And of course, they got slapped with a multi-million-dollar fine. It just goes to show you, specialized expertise is not a nice-to-have, it's everything.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's big, it's scary. What's the solution? It really starts with understanding that the whole idea of an IT partnership has fundamentally changed. We are so far beyond simple vendor contracts now.
This timeline just lays it out perfectly. Remember the 2000s? You had a vendor. Then in the 2010s, they became a strategic supplier. But look where we are now. We're in an era of collaborative ecosystems where you have multiple partners all working together. And look ahead. We're moving to AI-driven value networks, where success is based purely on the outcomes you achieve together. It is a totally different ballgame. So, how do you actually succeed in this new world? Let's break down the modern playbook. This is what you need to look for to find a partner who can actually play and win at this level. This chart says so much about how the thinking has shifted.
Of course, technical skill is important, but it's no more important than their actual industry experience or their security chops. And notice, cost and value? It's just one piece of the pie. Choosing on price alone, like GlobalMart did, is a strategy that belongs in the past.
The first big trend is this. Security is no longer a feature. It's the foundation of everything. It's table stakes. In fact, 94% of CIOs say it's their #1 factor when choosing a partner. If a potential partner isn't world-class at security, the conversation is and should be a non-starter.
The second massive trend, no surprise, is AI. And it's not enough anymore for a partner to just say they do AI. They have to deliver real AI-powered solutions that give you a clear return on your investment. And, this is key, they have to prove they can handle it responsibly with solid governance.
So here's the payoff. When you get this right, when you follow this new playbook, the partnership stops being about just fixing a problem or plugging a hole. It becomes a genuine, powerful competitive advantage.
I mean, the contrast here is just night and day, isn't it? On one side, with a great partner, you get speed, you get innovation, you get safer systems. On the other side, delays, risk, and technical debt that will drag you down for years. The choice you make leads you directly down one of these two roads.
And if you need that final hard-nosed financial reason, here it is. 3.2 times. That's the difference in ROI between companies that invest in top-tier partners versus those that don't. That extra money you might spend up front for real expertise, it pays for itself over and over again.
So it really boils down to this pretty clear formula. You need a partner who gets your strategy, has the receipts to prove their expertise, fits with your team's culture, is obsessive about security, and is always bringing you what's next. And that really brings us to the final question, the one you should take back to your own team. Is your IT partner just another vendor you manage? Or are they a true strategic asset that is actively helping you win? Because in today's world, the answer to that question will define your future. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.